All right. Okay, we're just gonna have some fun. Yes, yes, yes. I look disheveled. Whatever. No, nobody has time for that. Let's get past the looks, okay, and let's get to the substance of the matter. And the substance is, or at least the preliminary to the substance is, I haven't been here in a while. Sorry about that. I played Hellblade 2, and after playing Hellblade 2, I was so depressed. Nah, kidding. Just joking, just joking. I just got busy, okay? Life gets that to be that way. But we have a bunch of things to cover, okay? So I don't know how long or how short this video is going to be, but I'm going to try to make it a good one, an entertaining one. There's going to be things on screen, so you don't have to just stare at my face at the moment. Jesus, look at me. I could definitely have dressed up better, but hey, you know what? Let's just talk about the games. So the very first thing I want to talk about is Concord. Oh my goodness, Concord. So, right. Oh, I didn't even cover it. The PlayStation State of Play, right? Yeah, the PlayStation State of Play. They had the State of Play. It was a 3 out of 10. Definitely not a good show. I guess it's a State of Play, so I guess we don't expect them to get like a 5. I'm not gonna change my scaling, by the way. A show is a show, so it's a 3. It's a 3 out of 10. But they had Concord. Okay. You know what? Let's have Concord up. Okay. Let's see a little bit of what the Concord doing was about. So let's take a look at it together, right? Matter of fact, let's just reduce that to almost nothing. So here we are. We have Concord, right? What I will say about the game, it looks super polished. I think that it looks great. I think that it looks better as a single player though. There was a single player trailer that they showed us, and that one was so compelling. Okay, it's basically PlayStation's versions of Guardians of the Galaxy. And you know what? Why not? Why not? You know what? I think this game will fail. I definitely think this game is going to flop. Okay, it has things going for it. It could surprise us, but if you were to put a gun to my head right now and you're like, "Listen, pick a date, mate. Is it gonna flop or is it going to succeed?" And I'm going to go for a radical flop. Okay, and you know what? We always say to PlayStation Studios, you need to copy what Gorilla did. And by that we mean we need to grab the engine, okay, and then do something great with it. And this game looks phenomenal, so I don't care which engine it's on. But what we do not mean, as I like for some reason, what we do not mean ever is for you to copy the lock that Horizon has. Because the lock that Horizon has, where it is released right next to something that is huge, Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, and now you have Concord, okay, which decided to load back up over here. You have Concord. Okay, you know what? This whole thing is just never gonna work. I can already tell this is gonna go for the entire hour I'm gonna be here, so we're just gonna give up on the screen. The Valorant got announced coming to console. Valorant, like basically everybody was like, "Listen, Concord looks good, but you know what? It looks a lot like. It looks like either Overwatch or Valorant." Now, I haven't checked anything on Overwatch, but I'm pretty sure Overwatch is a free-to-play game. So is Valorant. And now it's coming to console. And the thing about Valorant is that this is one of those games where it was kind of like surprising that it wasn't on console already, because it is such a phenomenal success. The only thing that I think that Concord may have over Valorant is perhaps the monetization practices, okay? Because we all know that Valorant has something like $300 skins, okay? I'm not saying that people aren't going to buy that. They definitely are. I believe none of these PlayStation gamers. I believe in none of you. I just want you to know. I have zero faith in y'all, because you guys will buy those microtransactions just as much as the PC crowd will. So, what I do think, however, is that because Concord is going to be a $40 game, a premium title, and from the legacy of Gran Turismo, the legacy of Helldivers, they've had microtransactions that are far less egregious than multiple hundreds of dollars for weapon skins. I guess it could have that, for people that just don't want to, pay out the ass to look the way that they want to look. But aside from that, dude, man, gameplay wise, man, this is literally being stuck between a hard rock and a hard place. Because it's like, bro, you have already people that are calling you, an Overwatch clone. And now you're going to be literally going up against what people would say is even more popular than Overwatch in Valorant. I mean, they have an esports, a really popular esports, if I remember correctly. My goodness, Concord. Listen, guys. Here's what you do. Okay, Concord. You know how you guys remember back in the day how we would have all of these Tacton multiplayer games? Can we have Tacton single player now? Can we get that? I think Valorant should be the first game to have Tacton single player, because when I take a look at this single player here, right? This over here, I mean, these logos, look how phenomenal those logos are. Okay, first of all, look at the opening shot. Can you guys not tell me who doesn't want to play in this city? Who doesn't want stories to be in this city? Like, this is basically the layout of Stray. We've already done it in an indie game. Why don't we just do it in Creator C2? I want to play the single player version. I'll even play it as a cat. Like, bro, this setup looks epic for a single player game. Can we get tacked on single player? When Concord flops, okay? Because listen, I'm sorry. Listen. First of all, I have a video on my channel that says that PlayStation is allowed to fail, and I think that Concord really is being handed the failure title through no fault of their own. Okay, I think it looks super polished. I think that there are plenty of people that are going to like that gameplay. I played World Company, so I played World Company for like nearly 1,000 hours, bro. It was a bad thing, but I just needed some kind of multiplayer. This could be it, okay? And you know what? Just like World Company, this might be a thing where even I get into it and I love it for hundreds of hours, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But the point is, I still think it's gonna flop. You know what I mean? Like, but World Company didn't have a dynamic, inviting single player world, okay, for us to sink our teeth into as a single player campaign. So why don't we have Tacton single player? What if every year we got like a 4-hour single player campaign with the characters about shows? Because this over here looks phenomenal. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, and I mean, the introduction, Super Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, it's great. The cinematography, the animation, the character design. Could it look that good in game? Probably not. If it looked half as good as that, it would be amazing. I mean, look at that, bro. I'm already compelled by these characters. Okay, like, again, they are derivative, right, of many characters I've seen before. You basically have, oh god, what's his name? The captain in Guardians of the Galaxy. Come on, help me out. Just throw it my way. I'll catch it. Star-Lord. Thank you. Thank you, man. Basically, the green guy is Star-Lord, right? He's the eccentric, kind of super good-lucky, kind of like, you know, a really big fuck up, but also really, really kind of good at what he does, either way, you know? He's like a combination of that and Nathan Drake. Like, you definitely tell that he has those luck powers from Nathan Drake as well. So the point is this: they are derivative characters. Yes, you have Drax. Yes, you have what's the green girl in Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm not gonna catch this one, okay? But you have the green. You have the green girl, okay? If I think of her name, I'm gonna come back to it. But you basically have her in the Asian one, and then you have a robot. Guardians of the Galaxy has like a robot equivalent, so that's gonna be fun. And then there's like the black chick, the sniper chick, which is cool. You know, I love black girls. Put them in there. I'll play as her. But the point is this: you could make it one of the single player games where you play either as one character, or maybe you have even the option play as any of the 5, and then you can have like a really great version of Suicide Squad, but separated from the live service, so it doesn't have to adhere to those principles, because it'll be a Tacton single player experience. Oh my god, look at this game, bro. It just has like, again, PlayStation template, third person, single player, narrative driven. Give them everything. Give them all of the labels that you want. But look at this Guardians of the Galaxy team. They are so familiar that it just feels like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And by the way, I don't think Square Enix is going to make us a Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Okay? Derivative. I get it. But you know what? Originality is overrated. This formula works. You have 5 quirky characters that should not be together in a group that are going to band and bond over time. And I always say, guys, I want a sci-fi game in space from PlayStation Studios. I've said this so many times. That's the one thing that I want. I want a sci-fi in space game like a Mass Effect, like a Dragon Age, something that's going to scratch that itch. And if the closest I'm going to get is going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy like style, I'll take it. I'll take it. So when this trailer first came out on the PlayStation State of Play, I was so excited. I forgot temporarily that it was going to be a multiplayer game. I wasn't surprised at the end. I just forgotten it because I was so drawn by this. I was so compelled, that I was just like, oh my god, this could be my game. This is for me. I asked for this specifically. The cinematics, the cutscenes, the camaraderie, the animation, the lighting, everything here is saying, oh my god. And then, they hit us with that thing. Anyways, I'm not going to lament it, okay? But I'm going to say this. Listen, Fireworks Studios, what you have here is that you have created a single player game and then you have buried it and covered it up in the muck of live service multiplayer stuff. Now, if that live service multiplayer stuff works for you, fantastic, great, I'm with you. Hey, I'll walk you to the trophy. I'll hand it to you. Great. But if it fails, do not throw the baby, right? The beautiful, handsome baby that's going to make a lot of money in the future. Don't throw them away with the bathwater. Get rid of that dirty muck that happens to be all of these live service ambitions and give us this. Give us this game. You've already made it. Look, you created it accidentally. Or maybe you did it on purpose and I don't know. But the point is, whether it works or not, whether it's a great live service or not, please, 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 if God is good, give us this single player game. That's what we need. Oh my goodness. It's so good. Look at it. I could talk about it all day. But the fact that this game is going up against both Overwatch and Valorant. Oh my goodness. You know what? If you guys pull this up, let me go full screen. If you guys pull this off, bravo. If you make this game even a mediocre success, bravo. Like, I know not every game has to be a Valorant, not every game has to be an Apex Legends. I'm not saying that. But if you can make it even moderately successful as a live service game, given all of these like things that are set up against it, bro, I would applaud you. Like, I mean, the deck is stacked against you, bro. Between a rock and a hard place. Overwatch and Valorant, those two cars, they're not easy to squeeze past. They're not even easy to keep up with. So, will you have success at launch? I think so. I think that the PlayStation brand carries enough that you will see good success at launch. But then, would the people still be there 2 or 3 months later? Would they be there a year later? Because that's the true measure of success with live service games. Will you keep that audience? Man, that is a... Woo! Oh! That's a hard thing to call, man. And listen, man, I'm sorry to be pessimistic. Listen, I'm not afraid of failure. I'm not afraid of PlayStation failing. So I'm okay with this being a failure as long as they promise me, man, don't get rid of this single player game, man. Look at these characters, man. Look at this ship. I want to be on it. Could I customize it? Can I do things to it? Look at this. I want to play that game. It hurts so much. Could you imagine if this had been a full game package like back as we used to get, single player and multiplayer? Oh my god, I would have bought this. I would have broken my rule. You guys still know that I'm not buying any new games this year because I decided to tackle my backlog. Going well, by the way, still really enjoying it. But I would have broken my rule for Concord if it had both components. It was so close. But anyways, enough talking about Concord. There's so much to catch up on. Let's talk about Horizon. Since we were just talking about Horizon, let's talk about Lego Horizon. Okay, first of all, lots of Lego humor. We like this game. Quick question: has a Lego game ever looked this good? Because what have I been missing out on? Because I mean, this part looks very Lego. I was like, it's a Lego game. But then my babe comes in. Oh, my favorite girl. I love Aloy. Now, a lot of people will tell you, haha, Aloy doesn't have a personality. Shut up. You don't understand what she has to go through and the pressure that she has to go through. The fact that she comes across so bluntly, so harshly, is because she literally has the weight of the world on her shoulders. And no, it's not like every other person. Every other person, bad things is going to happen to them, their loved ones, the country, or their land. But Aloy is responsible for the entire planet. And everybody else, they have somebody to help them. She's literally the only one with the DNA to be able to do anything about it. It's a completely different set of skills. So the point is, leave Aloy alone. She is absolutely brilliant. And I love the Horizon games. I think I spent 160 plus hours in the first one. I spent 220-ish hours in the second one. So I am a huge Horizon fan. And I was not interested at all in this game. But then when I see this happening in front of me, right? Let's just reduce that. When I see this and I see her and I'm like, wow, they kind of got it right though. You know what I think about the Lego thing? I think, okay, so I have a friend who is a real life friend, by the way, who is huge into Lego, especially Lego Star Wars. And every time I will see Lego Star Wars, I'm like, ugh. You know, because I don't care about Star Wars. I really don't. I truly do not care about Star Wars. I enjoy some Star Wars game films and properties, but am I a Star Wars fan? No. But when I saw this, I was like, that Thunderjaw. It looks exactly like a Thunderjaw should look if you were to put it in Lego. I can see the guns, the cannons. I recognize the parts from the game. Like I know what you knock off in order to disable the attacks that you want to disable. That's the mine launcher right there. Right? This is the laser cannons at the front. That there is the antenna that he will use to survey you. Sorry, that's a radar. That's the antenna that he will use to call other robots to aid. Only does that a few times, by the way. Doesn't do that a lot, thankfully. There's the chains leading to the ammo stack. There's probably gonna have the chill water canisters at the bottom there. Bro, it looks amazing. What have I been missing out on? I feel like Lego. I thought it was better than Lego because they just never created a franchise that I care about. And now that I see their take on the franchise that I care about, I'm like, damn, that looks kind of good though. Yo, this game is so pretty. I love Aloy, bro. I love the monster. The scale, everything is right. She's got different moves and everything. She's just awesome. Aloy is great, you know? And let me turn this down for a bit. Look at this world, though. Look at this. Oh my goodness, man. There's the Watchers. Oh, how do I forget the name of this one? The Scroungers. Oh my goodness. The Scrappers. They are the Scrappers. That's what they are. Oh, I just love the fact that I can recognize all of these games. The Broadhead right there. Oh my. I love this. I can literally sometimes there's a tall grass for you to hide in. Let's see if they keep that mechanic in there. Dude, I look at this world and I'm like, I've played this game. I know this game. I know it inside and out. And I want to play this rendition of it because it looks like so fun. But mostly because it's just more Horizon. Like, I love Horizon. I'm never sure what she pulled out there. But, you know, and there's Val. Okay? Now, if you guys have played Horizon Forbidden West, you guys know that my boy Val, man, he deserves more screen on time. So I'm so glad that he's brought here. I hope that this is the original voice actors. I guess I could have paid more attention to the voice actor work. I'm not sure, but it just looks great. And look at this world. Man, the tall neck, everything here is a piece of probably arm from a horse. You know, there's a wrecked school bus. This world looks amazing. Have Lego games always looked that good? Like, the more I look at it, because when I saw the trailer the first time, I was like, wow, that looks way better than I thought it would, right? The shell walker and everything. But it looks, dude, there it is. There's a horse happening right there. Man, I almost want it to be like as dark. That sounds so messed up. And I almost want the tone to be as dark as the actual Horizon world is, just to see like the juxtaposition between such a beautiful world. And I mean, the original games have that, right? It is a beautiful world and a super dark story that you're playing through. But it will be fun to see that dynamic in a Lego game, dude. I'm looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, man, the more I look at this, the more I want to play it. Like, I'm gonna get on Deep Zelda. I'm not gonna give Lego all my money. I have integrity. I'm the graphics. Yo, these graphics are amazing. Oh, over here you're inside the cauldron. Oh my goodness. Ooh, loot boxes. Okay, so let's just go back a few frames. And I haven't actually analyzed this frame. I think this is a mother's heart. I think this is back in the Noah village. Just from some of the decoration and everything that I can put fun at. Obviously, there's a Lego identity. They put fun right there. Clearly, Horizon in its actual world is very much different from this. But when you look at this, I'm like, dude, this game looks phenomenal. It looks great. And of course, there it says PS5, right? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. The fact that you can customize the thing is great. Little outfit changes and everything kind of reminds you of the armor. So when I was playing Forbidden West, by the way, I would change up the armor depending on which biome I was in. So if I was in the desert biome, I would wear something that is lighter clothing, and if I was in the wintry biomes, the snowy biomes, I would wear something that is a bit more furry and warmer and everything. I love this game, man. Dude, and the fact that I get to see a different rendition, this is definitely the game that I didn't know I would be interested in, and the more I see it, the more I'm like, damn. It's one of those times where they show you something, you're like, oh yeah, I needed that on my life, because I'm just gushing over it. But oh man, the cauldrons are always my favorite section in Horizon. Always my favorite. I love the cauldrons. I love the art that goes into it. I love seeing behind the scenes. Dude, there's the mines and everything. I love the fact that most of the attacks are actually taken straight from the game. Even the animations about the monster that the Thunderjaw collides and everything. Oh man, it's so great. It is so great. But hey, you know what? Here's the thing, right? So it's with Lego, right? And right now it says PS5, but that's because it's on PlayStation's channel. It's also going to come out on the PC on day one, fair enough, but also on the Nintendo Switch. And that's the Lego thing, okay? I can fully understand that you are having Horizon is an IP, right? It's a property, it has weight, it's from PlayStation, fair enough. But Lego is its own IP, and arguably it's far bigger than Horizon ever will be, right? Lego is a far weightier IP. So if the people at Lego are like, hey, we're going to make a game with you, but you have to make it multi-platform, and it can't just be on your console exclusively, I understand that. That's why it goes to PC, and let's face it, most of these Lego games are aimed at children, I'm pretty sure, right? They have a super light tone, or at least they are super approachable for children. Let me put it that way. So they have this super light tone, super fun, super color, super vibrant, which is again a great fit for the world of Horizon because it is vibrant. So I get why you put it on Nintendo Switch, because I think most of your customers from the Lego side are going to be, a good marketplace there on Nintendo. My only question is, why isn't this on the PlayStation 4? Because if you can put it on the Switch and you can put it on the PS5, and the PS5 is architecturally similar to the PlayStation 4 anyway, why didn't you just give a PlayStation 4 version? Because as beautiful as that game looked, and it looked incredible, there's nothing that could have been done on PlayStation 4. So I question that. And hey, before you guys accuse me of being one of those hypocrites, I never said that I was done with cross-generation games, okay? I know a lot of people in the PlayStation community are complaining nowadays. Well, they've been complaining ever since like day zero about the fact that we are in a cross-generation period. That's never been me, okay? I accept it for what it is. I understand that if you start a game 5 years ago and you don't know how the next console is going to perform, I understand that you will not necessarily leave behind a guaranteed customer base for a transitional one. I understand that. I've never complained about it. But it is funny. It is funny and slightly hypocritical that the people that have been complaining the most about the fact that we're in a cross-generation period, and now also arguing the same point that I am, saying that this game should be on PlayStation 4. Because it's like, well, aren't you the guy that should be happy that it's on PlayStation 5 anyway? Who the fuck cares about the technical capabilities? But since I'm not the guy, I'm allowed to make this point. And that is, it should be on the PlayStation 4. This is a PlayStation IP that began on PlayStation 4. It's going to the Switch, which is a weaker platform than PlayStation 4. Therefore, we know it can run on the PlayStation 4. So it should run there. And this was co-developed with Guerrilla. Okay, now I don't know exactly what co-development mean, whether they did mostly consultancy and like law and, kind of like helping them translate some of the moves from one side to the other, or whether it was like a super involved project where they were deep into the mechanics of how this game works. But the point is, no matter how involved you are, I think this game has a PlayStation Studios logo at the beginning. So it's like, yeah, it does, right? So over here, this is a PlayStation Studios logo. So that means that PlayStation, you are treating this basically like a first party release. It should be on the PlayStation 4. If there's no technical reason why it shouldn't, then you should put it there. Those gamers that supported you through making Horizon successful, and they are still on PlayStation 4, you shouldn't treat the Switch gamers better than you treat them. And this kind of speaks to my personal issue that I've had with PlayStation, where I don't know, PlayStation is starting to get a little bit too comfortable with making other fan bases a little bit more, prioritized than your own fan base. Let me just increase that over there. Oh my goodness. What have I messed up? I'm not even sure if I messed anything up. It's just that, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it as it was. I think it's fine. Sorry about that. But yeah, I just think that you're starting to treat other fan bases with a certain amount of deference? Yeah, deference. That you're not showing to your own customers on PlayStation, and that's not a thing that I would like you to keep going. Okay, but aside from that, let's go on to Astro Bot. Okay, so now I guess we are back to the PlayStation Showcase and talking about amazing things. Okay, first of all, look at that PlayStation Studios logo. I cannot tell you how happy I am 9 times out of 10 when this logo shows up. It is wonderful. Okay, well, some of the times I'm not happy when it shows up. Rise of the Running, I think, had this logo, completely garbage PS3 looking game. Ugh. So no. Well, one other time. No, I think I'm happy. I think every other time that I've seen this logo, I've actually... Oh, Concord. I think when we saw it the first time, I think it had the logo on it, and then it was a terrible trailer. And then when we saw it the second time, it had the logo on it, and then it was an amazing single-player trailer, and then it was a multiplayer game. So okay, so those times weren't too great. But aside from that, it's like a dope of a dose of endorphins just coming through whenever you see that logo. And when we got this game, it was just freaking fantastic. We have over here, this thing, and it's so beautiful. Okay, my headphones just turned off, and I don't even know if I have spare headphones. You know what? We're just gonna switch headphones real quick while the movie plays. Okay, nah, you guys, come on, enjoy that. Oh, that looks so fantastic. All right, listen. Okay, I'm. Okay, so there we go. Always have multiple pairs of headphones. Yo, this game, so far we haven't seen any gameplay, I don't think. But this part, I mean, okay, I wanted to talk about the original. I'm the person that has said that I don't want passion projects from PlayStation. The smart thing that they did with their first passion project, okay, which was Astro's Playroom, is that they made it free and installed on every console anyway, so there was nothing lost, and it was a gift for basically buying the PlayStation 5. Everybody, including myself, said you need to make this a bigger experience. We need to get DLC, or we need to make a separate game, and I think this game will come in at $70 or $60, but it looks absolutely worth it. Okay, again, am I gonna buy it right away? Maybe not, but look at this game. I mean, it's fantastic, and I've always liked platformers. I like the original. Like I said, I like Astro's. No, it wasn't original. I like Astro's Playroom. I thought this was a fantastic game. And I also really always have liked Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. So the genre is great, and I think it also answers a lot of concerns for people that keep saying, like, listen, um, let's say let's just register volume. It answers a lot of concerns for people that keep saying, like PlayStation needs to make different genres, like kids, things that appeal to kids, things that appeal to other people. And this game looks phenomenal. Okay. And I think they should be happy now, because if we take a look, right, now you're going to get the Lego Horizon game, you're going to get Concord, you're going to get Astro's Playroom. Those are three immensely different games coming to the PlayStation platform. They do not fit in with their peers on the PlayStation Studio side, as in they do not like stand next to them and you think they're just like a different version. Because you know what people have been saying all this whole time. Oh, they just make the same game, even though they don't. But whatever. The point is the accusation has been levered or thrown their way, and this is an answer to that in many ways. So people that have been saying, we need different games, you should be happy. And I'm happy that you're happy, because that just meant we got more different types of games. And even though these games are not like the first thing that I want, I feel pretty satisfied with what PlayStation has delivered, because I always remember that, hey, listen, it's about the exclusives. At the end of the day, it's about the exclusives. And if I want something this year that was more cinematic, more realistic graphics, more photorealistic, more gameplay involved, and challenging and everything, I've got Stellar Blade to play still. I can buy that anytime that I want. It's still there. If I want a multiplayer experience, I guess I could forgive Arrowhead and I could get Helldivers too. I have options. And this year is just, I don't know. I saw an article, I think it was by GameSpot or something, and it said that 2024 was sneakily turning into a really strong year for Sony. And I'm going to say that's kind of false, but kind of right at the same time. Kind of false because we started off really strong in terms of the exclusives. Again, if you want to get hung up whether it's first party or third party or second party, that's up to you. But the point is, as far as being a console gamer, this is where you could play those games. You had Grand Blue Fantasy, not for me. You had Stellar Blade. You had The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I bought it, still haven't played it. I am so behind in my backlog, guys. I'm telling you. I'm gonna need a year and a half to just to just work through these things. And then we had another one which I'm forgetting. Oh, Rise of the Ronin. Well, that's the other one, which again, completely not for me. But now we're getting Lego. We're getting, I think I saw we're getting what is it, Phantom Blade Zero. I'm not sure if it's coming this year, but it's been announced. Is it Phantom Blade Zero? Yeah, I think Phantom Blade Zero. We're getting Astro Bot. We're getting Lego Horizon. Lego. I'm looking forward to a Lego game. What has PlayStation done to me? I make fun of Nintendo games for being kidding. It's okay. I've always had Breath of the Wild, and that is super kiddie as well. So, but the point is this, man. This year they were kind of right. It has turned into a strangely solid year for PlayStation, even though they were not really set out, to make a lot of like big compelling titles. That's what the narrative was, right? That's what the narrative was for this year. And look at what we're getting, bro. And that doesn't involve a lot of other accidentally exclusive games like Black Myth Wukong. An accidental exclusive. Okay, whatever. Let's just move forward. The point is, man, look at that. Oh, the PlayStation 5. God, is this the original design? Because I love the OG design. Yes. Oh, I hate the new one. I love the OG design, man. This design is the best design. I'm glad they didn't update it for like the the newest version. Clearly, they probably modeled that thing in like ages and ages ago. So I am glad. But yeah, this looks amazing. This looks great. This looks so different from everything else. So yeah, and like I said, I am glad that this is a full-fledged game. It's not just a passion project. It's clearly a AAA budget. It's experimental, definitely. Never had an issue with experimental. I just didn't want the smaller passion projects. This year looks like in the hell over from Horizon with the triangles. This looks you're gonna go into a cauldron. Everything here seems like you're just playing a Horizon Forbidden West level in space because of the strong triangular architecture and everything. Oh, there's Parappa the Rapper. This great, right? There's some great franchises and everything there. When I'm sorry, I'm sorry. This is gonna be so silly, but I just have to point it out. Okay. I'm going by frame, but okay. Now, when this tree here is coming out, okay. Now, I'm sorry, right? We're just gonna come wider. I thought this was a pair of boobs. I'm sorry. Oh. Oh, God Almighty. Okay, we're gonna move forward to Summer Games Fest. Listen, Summer Game Fest, I didn't watch. Here's the full presentation. It's got things going on. I didn't watch Summer Game Fest because, and I just want to quickly talk a little bit about Summer Game Fest and E3. These days, I've heard people say over and over that they wish we had an E3 again. You know, I've been listening to Mooch's podcast. I've been listening to Blaze. Shout out to you guys. I've been listening to a lot of people, and they keep saying, "Man, I miss E3. I miss E3. I miss E3." Why? And then they say that, oh, you know, Summer Game Fest, you know, it always disappoints in one way or the other. It's too much talking. It's too much fluff. It's too much. That was E3. That was E3. This girl is beautiful though. That was E3. Okay, that was the E3 experience that I remember. I don't know what E3 is you guys like remember that was like so phenomenal that you're pining for it. There was like E3 2016 and then E3 2018, and I think those were the only ones even worth counting. Okay, because I think 2016 that was God of War and Spider-Man. And listen how everybody always says those two things, but that's from one company. Where was Xbox then? Like, where was EA then? Where was Ubisoft then? Like, what are we really talking about if we're just going to remember two titles and say that, oh, the entirety of E3 was justified during 1 year in 2016? What about what everybody else watched at E3? Nobody remembers. Nobody cares. We only remember one or two titles and we're like, yeah, man, let's go back to E3. I'm sorry. Because it was this. It was exactly like this. The way that you guys are bored during these live reactions to these shows, and you thinking to yourself, oh man, this is so trash. That was what E3 was, man. And I bet you if they took away Summer Game Fest, 5 years from now, you'll be going like, man, I miss Summer Game Fest, man. We got this true cool announcement, man. Remember when they revealed Lego Horizon? Whoever thought that was going to happen? People's memory is just so biased towards being nostalgic and positive. And I'm like, no, those things never happened this way. E3 was never that fire. I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was a bunch of people talking. It was a bunch of gameplay presentations that will inevitably fuck up. And yes, there's entertainment in there, but there was also just a lot of time wasted, just like in Summer Game Fest. So for the people that I don't get it. Like, it's either you like these live shows or you don't. Like, how is it that you have so much nostalgia and love for E3 apparently? You don't remember how garbage it was, but then when Summer Game Fest is essentially the same thing, you somehow just always wanted like trash on it. Like, and I'm not defending it. I didn't watch it. I would never. I never watch, you know, like E3 presentations live. I will come back and check them out later and I'll be like, yeah, it kind of sucks for the most part, except for the highlights. So you know what, speaking of that, you know, let's leave Jeff Keighley over here to speak his mind. And let's talk about some of the highlights that they had this particular E3 live presentation, right? So let's see. They have Phantom Blade Zero, okay? So this game looks absolutely phenomenal. Again, if this was an E3, people would be so happy with this reveal. I don't get the hate for Summer Game Fest, bro. It is what E3 was. E3 was never that good. This game, though, looks amazing. I think it's a PlayStation exclusive. I don't even know. But I think it is. Maybe. I could be wrong. I'm not going to say it is. But listen. It's one of those games that looks so fast-paced at the time that nobody thought it would be in any way playable. And I'm not sure if it is as fast as the original trailer was. But this still looks pretty high-octane. Not my type of games. All of these Souls-like games and everything, they never have a story that is compelling enough. It's not the difficulty for me that makes them uninteresting to me. It's just that I don't care about these characters. There's no Souls game that I thought actually had soul. Like, isn't that ironic? Like, I just never care about the people. People do it for the gameplay challenge. You know what? I can have a gameplay challenge and a great story at the same time. You know, Hades is a great story and a gameplay challenge. I mean, the character design, especially this girl, she is completely badass. And some of the animations here, the moves that she pulls off, look at that dodge, dude. It is amazing. So this game looks absolutely amazing. And I think would have been a big highlight had it been at an E3 conference, and people will be like, yeah, that's why we wanted E3 back. E3 was never that good, guys. We just kept getting games that were announced way before they even knew what they could deliver, way before they even had a thought about what they could deliver. And I just don't. I just think that E3 was overall a big negative. Monster Hunter Wilds. Great game, great, looks great. Lots of people enjoy it. Not for me. I tried Monster Hunter Worlds. I was super bored. Again, same issue as Souls games. I just didn't care about the characters. I didn't understand why I spent hundreds of hours chasing these things. You gotta give me a compelling story, guys. You've got to give me a compelling story. If a game does have a compelling story but has great gameplay, I'm not playing it. Like, I would rather have a game with an amazing story and rather limited gameplay. You know, that's why I like Journey. So yeah, that this game is not gonna do it for me. Civilization 7. Oh, by the way, this is the first time I'm going through these highlights too. So, you know, let's just take a quick listen. You know. That's a cool cinematic trailer. Those are some nice transitions. Like, they really they really ate with this trailer, man. This is really cool. Okay, oops. We're just gonna fast forward a little bit. Let's see what we can get up to. Can get up to 1080p. Okay, so not a single part about gameplay. So I guess it's also not for me. I don't play Civilization games. So we'll just skip it. Yeah. Okay. Here we are. Star Wars Outlaws. This is a Ubisoft game that I'm probably gonna buy when it's like $10 or $20, because I just know that Ubisoft is going to do some really stupid things with these games. I do not trust Ubisoft. I do not trust EA. I don't care how many times people tell me that they've changed or that they're doing this or that they're doing that. I have a huge distrust of those organizations, well earned, by the way, and I hold a grudge. When it comes to these game companies, I hold a grudge. I don't trust them, so I will not be partaking in this day one or anywhere near day one. And this will be whether or not I had that whole rule about not buying games this year. Like, nope, I just wouldn't trust them. But let's just talk about the game and not its publisher. This game looks amazing. It really does. Again, the animation, this time it has a character that I do care about, or that I think I will care about by the time that I get into the game. The scenery, the world, you know, the Star Wars universe is always so rich. I just wish that it didn't have to adhere to the lore created by the other pieces of media around it. I really wish that games like these were non-canon, or there were different timelines, so that we could actually make a difference in some of the big events. Like, it would be great to be able to explore some of the things, some of the most iconic moments in Star Wars, but then you are like your own character, and it's like, what if this person did this? What if this did? You know, like, it would have been so cool to be able to explore that. But they chose pretty much to have a single canon for all of the pieces of media. What can I do? What can I say? I think that, you know, as far as sci-fi fantasy goes, Star Wars is a great IP, but it is way down because it was never given the foundation to be this multi transmedia disciplinary kind of IP. I think it's kind of sinking under the weight of its own lore and everything. And by a certain point, it's like you write yourself into corners, you know, because now you can't take a particular moment and make your own or do it your own way, because somebody's going to point out that back in 1997, this one moment in this one scene made this thing kind of canonical, so that's how the world works, so now you can't do this cool thing. It is a shame, but what's not a shame is this title. It's looking phenomenal. Obviously, we have to see more gameplay, less cut gameplay and everything, but I mean, first impressions matter, and last year's trailers were amazing. This one just continues, you know, kind of that tradition. So let's move on to the next thing. What is this? Harry Potter Quidditch The way I do not care about this. The way, oh, what is this art style? Why? Why didn't they just make it like back in the game that they just made in Hogwarts Legacy? Ah, this is so Fortnite. I'm not, I'm not jiving with this art style. I just don't like it. Um, it's funny because I rather this was built in the Lego art style. Jesus, I'm a Lego fanboy now. Oh, what have they done to me? Yeah, I'm not sure about this art style. It's too generic for me. But you know what? Let me not hate. I know that Quidditch is something that people have wanted for a long, long time in a Harry Potter type of game, and I fully understand why. So I hope that they like it. But I'm gonna move forward. Yeah. Okay. Whatever this is, you know what? I don't even want to know. You know when you're just like, I don't care. I just don't care. I'm just gonna move forward. Never. Now this seems like a game that I would care about. It's probably one of those tranquil games. Yeah, there we go. From the creators of Grace. Um, is she black? Okay, she's probably not black. Oh my god, the art style is gorgeous. Jesus Christ. Oh, that hits you in all of the... What? This art style is ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Oh, there's a game I want to play. That's a game I want to play, dude. What on earth is this? Yo, listen. This is like... A lot of people... Oh, there's combat? The Greece people got a game with combat? Yo, hey. Hey. Listen, I didn't expect combat in the game. This looks... Wow. I mean, it doesn't look too much like Hollow Knight because oh, no, everybody's going to say every 2D game looks like Hollow Knight, but this looks great. Okay. Like I said, I didn't watch these things. Oh, she looking kind of black though. Hey, I might support this just for the culture. Okay, you guys know me, man. You guys know me. We need more black protagonists in especially black female protagonists in games. Boy, that was great. Jesus Christ. The music, the art style, the black character, which makes everything at least 1 to 10% better, depending on your affiliation, but only better. Oh my goodness. Yeah, listen, boy, I may have to break my rule. I should have specified this. This is gonna sound like such a cop out, but I should have specified this. My rule does not apply to indie games because indie games need the support and they need to be able to take risks and know that we gamers are going to back them up. So I have actually bought indies games this year. I bought Seasons, A Letter to the Future, again, black female protagonist, so gotta support that for the culture. I bought some other indie games this year, can't remember all of them right now. But yeah, so indie games are definitely exempt. So you know what, this might need to be bought just to support, the right kind of progression, Yeah, no, that's great. Okay, let's go backwards. All right, let's go. Well, no, we're not going backwards. We're going forward to Black Myth Wukong. Now, this amount of detail over here. Let me just kind of reduce the frame back to when we didn't have so much motion blur. This amount of detail on the clothing alone is ridiculous. I don't even know enough about this to be able to appreciate it to its fullest. Like sometimes, do you guys sometimes feel like you wish you had like a designer or an animator next to you just so that they could show you the art through their eyes and you could learn something? Oh man, I would love a podcast like that. Like a podcast from, I guess, developers of different kinds, like sound engineers, animators, artists, environmental artists, character artists, just to be able to walk us through the legendary things that people put on our screen and we take for granted. I swear, gamers don't deserve gaming, man. But look at this, just this shot alone, it's so sublime. Man, I love video games. I love games, man. Look at the thing that, bro, again, is it going to look this freaking good once we get our hands on it? Questionable. But also, why does this guy have a keychain? Like, you guys think he's just pulling up to an Airbnb? Like, he's just gonna put out a keychain, walk inside, and start doing a house tour. I'm sorry. Oh, let's just continue before my silliness takes over. But man, look how sublime that is, man. The armor is, oh my god, dude. Dude, what is going on? Who designed this? Who designed these details? Who had time to do this? Dude, you could give me 2,000 years and I wouldn't be able to replicate a tenth of this. Dude, that's crazy, man. And that's going to be something that's playable in game and most people are going to see. Man, this is why I appreciate the pitch fuzz on Aloy's hair, on Aloy's face, sorry. Because I'm like, somebody put that detail there. And this guy, obviously being a monkey, he's got lots of hair as well. And somebody did that right. Man, it's so cool. It's so cool. And I wonder what the flaws are. Because for me, I don't mind imperfection. I don't mind you showing me the things that didn't quite make it into the game, or the moments where, you know, things artificially clip into another because, you know, it is just pixels at the end of the day. I don't mind seeing the parts that are not doing the most. But I would love a podcast, man. I would love a podcast. I think a lot of these developers, when they retire, they should go back to some of the greatest hits, the greatest moments in their career, and they should just tell us some of the things that are inside. You don't have to tell us any of the behind the scenes stuff. You can just, what is on screen? What did you put on screen? How much work did it take to get there? And what do you still appreciate about it to that day? And then remaster it and remake it, of course, as you should. You know, if it's been a few years, you should always remaster. Oh man, look at this freaking shots, man. Jesus, this game looks phenomenal. Now I know it is a multi-platform game. My goodness, that's crazy. He's so ugly. He's so ugly. Jesus Christ, that face, so ugly. But this move right here, mother freaking, this guy got a he got one of those ear cleaners. What do you call them? A cotton tip. This guy got a cotton tip and turned it into motherfucking badass stuff. Dude. And then they have all of these, like, I guess they are gods or giants. And they are looking like, bro, we're about to make a snack out of you. Or they will be like his friends or companions. Or this is just cinematic and it doesn't matter. But the point is, dude, I want games to look like that. I want games to look like that. I want games to give you chills like that. I want games to be like, yo, is that a movie? Is that the next Marvel IP? I love when games push the envelope, man. I'm sorry, I will never apologize for having this love of like great graphics in games, man, because man, we deserve it. Our industry deserves it. And you know what? Once these graphics kind of fall behind the scenes, they deserve a remake. A remaster if you have to, but a remake is even better because, man, I hope this game is great. It will be multi-platform. I do know that there is a concern around like the Series S. I guess not making the Xbox version come out at the same time, but that's fine. We'll talk about it later. Warhammer. I've never really understood Warhammer. It's funny because I think Warhammer actually has a very similar kind of setup as Helldivers, right? Like it is this kind of maniacal government that sells out all of these space marines, and they're kind of like I think like over here the Lord are like gods unto themselves, and are supposed to represent their planetary body or whatever. But I've never been tempted to get into it, and they seem to have a new Warhammer 40,000 every 2 weeks. Like they just keep different subtitles. Like they could be the same game and I wouldn't even know. So you know what? I'm just gonna make this escape. We're just gonna move forward. Street Fighter 6, a new character. You know what? I'll just watch this for the culture, just to appreciate the new character. I don't have Street Fighter. I have Tekken 8, but that's not because of anything. I'm not a fighter person. I'm terrible at them. It's surprising that I have Tekken 8 anyway. So let's just see. Let's just appreciate what this is. I have no idea who this is. I guess it's Terry. And I'm gonna fight because that's what they do. She's cute. So, oh, there's more. Is there gonna be a black girl? She's blackish. Black adjacent. Oh yeah, he's a big deal, isn't it? Bison, innit? Yeah. Okay, cool. Um, yeah. Dragon Age? No, Dragon Ball. Sparking Zero. Why did they come up with like these names like for these titles? I never understand that. It's like it reminds me of Triangle Strategy or Ordinary Day Life or whatever. Like where did they come up with these things? Okay, you know what? We're just gonna move forward. Delta Force Hawk Ops. Okay, first of all, graphics looking great, right? Voice acting sounding great. What else do we have? What else do we have? Let's move forward. Okay. Hey, these graphics are looking great. What is this? Development build is on PC. It's first person shooter. You know, it's whatever. Oh, I like destructibility. The more things you can destroy, the better. That's just a silly thing. Like we've been like blowing up canisters on people's backs in every single game since forever. Like, why don't these people ever know that you're not supposed to do that? Like, so I guess this will be a PvP thing. You know what? Battlefield has fell down a long time ago. And by the way, I played like nearly 800 hours, 900-ish hours of Battlefield Bad Company 2. That's the era of multiplayer that I want to go back to. I made this point before. But if this is going to give me some of that, yo, hey, listen, despite my initial kind of whatever impression, yeah, this could be it, you know? This could be the thing. I mean, look, it's visually great, you know? So Delta Force Black Hawk Down, you know, very Americanized. Sure, we're just gonna move forward. Oh, this looks good though, but we're gonna move forward. We'll see how it goes. Fatal Fury. You know, I already want to click off. You know what? I'm gonna click off. Once Human. Okay, is it sci-fi-ish? We're just gonna move forward. Okay, that's an interesting contrast. That's like Days Gone with a with Spirited Away combined. Okay, sure. Interesting contrast there. Not beautiful right now, but could be interesting. Oh no. Why is it as soon as as soon as I see multiple characters on screen, I'm like, oh no, not another co-op, not another multiplayer live service. Oh, you know what? I guess cool logo, great logo. Steam and Epic Game Store, not on console, I guess yet. I guess you know what? I'll let the PC gamers try it out. They'll report back whether it's good or not. Metaphor with Fantasio. Again, where do they come up with these names? This is very Persona 5 thing. I'm just gonna skip it because honestly, I never found that the game actually looks that good. I wish that it had looked better once you were in gameplay. Because for me, it kind of seems stuck at Persona 5 level when you're actually in game. Cutscenes look amazing, but they did in Persona 5 too. So it's whatever. Lego Horizon Adventures, we just talked about it. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Right. This game also reported that it was somehow held back by the Series S. So now it's gonna be 30 FPS on all the consoles, which is a strange thing. Like, why isn't it like 60 FPS on the Series X and the PS5 if the Series S is the reason? Like, I don't know. But also, very white, not a single black person in it. Fuck off. Okay, Slitterhead. This one look really weird. It's like horror but disgusting things. Ugh, nah. Killer Bean. You know how you just see the title and you just immediately want to click off. So it's like GTA ish. Okay, yeah, alright. Listen, I can see like a lot of people who are like super gameplay focused, and do not really care about story. I see how they might want to play as this ball sack. Cool, Carl. But you know, Okay, listen, that those are some cool mechanics. Yeah, there are gonna be some people that are all about this kind of stuff, and they're going to do it. So and they're going to love it. Yeah, okay. Hey, you know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate the flair. Let's move forward to Unknown Nine Awakening. Oh right, this is the one where she can like she's Indian or something, and she can like possess people. You know what? I bet you this is a bit loud on stream, but whatever.
Why are you so interested in Vincent?
Oh, like those graphics though. Oof. Oof, those graphics though. Oof. Reminds me of Eyes of the Running. Oof. You guys need to remix. You guys need to remake this before it comes out. Ooh, those graphics. That texture quality. You know what? I hope this is an indie title because this face is smooth as butter. Those are PS3 level graphics. I'm sorry. And the close up, when you see the close up, it's just oof. Look at this hair, dude. Do you have LED strips in those hair? Because they just seem to shine on their own, man. They are not attached to your face. They're not attached to your head. This is clearly just a weak place on top digitally. Ah man, this is PS3 days. This is PS3 graphics. I'm gonna give on this clip. I can't put this one on my 4K TV. Can't and will not do it. Let's go to something that actually looks beautiful. You know. Okay. Look at this by comparison. Oh, such refreshing. Oh, my eyes are thankful to look at great graphics. That's what we want. That helmet is cool. That's a very Returnal as helmet. I think this will give you zero gameplay in here, but this has got like Stellar Blade vibes, near Automata vibes. It also reminds me a bit of Warframe, you know. So look, I like seeing you know what CGI trailers for a show such as this where I expect nothing better. I guess it's cool. But we will move on because I don't think they're gonna show any type of gameplay. So you know what? We'll come back to it when they show more gameplay. I know that they had the playable beta alpha thing, but you know I never like to judge those things until I actually get to the version that they will be shipping or closer to it. Annapurna, I think they make good things once in a while. I don't think I love everything that they make. Okay, that's is it like a planting simulator? Yeah, it seems like it. It looks like you're just gonna make botany, botany simulator the game. So, okay, you know what? Why not? You got a bunch of chores to do because I don't have enough chores to do. Is she black though? Is she black adjacent? Because I may have to support it just because she's black. You know, we may have to do it for the culture, but maybe on sale. You know. Oh no. Oh, no voice acting. Sonic, move forward. Do not have any interest in Sonic. I'm sorry, Sonic fans, but there will be. I won't even bother playing it. You don't want to hear me say anything about it. I'm ignorant of it, and I do not care. Okay, Dune. It's cool. It's cool. Yes. But do we get to see any gameplay? Yeah, no, we don't. So we just talk about it when we do. Among Us animated series. I never played Among Us. I understand the premise. Let's move forward. And Toya, the last song. Okay. This looks again like a Souls-like game, like one thing where the gameplay will be super emphasized and the story will be mediocre at best, if it exists in any case. It would just be some kind of narrative reason to keep driving forward. That's what it looks like. Art style looks cool, you know, different, very like it looks like cards. It looks like you know, like you're playing jacks and kings and queens, like in those kind of card fashion things. Or say card games. So You know, cool move. Like again, it looks like it's ready for the Souls-like crowd. Oh, Alan Wake 2. Now, I am not a horror fan, and I will not play Alan Wake 2 because it's primarily a horror game. But I do appreciate the art that goes into Alan Wake 2. And I did enjoy Control because Control had less of of those things. Um, You see, I like the trippy things that they do where this guy is a director of the game and he's in the game, but he's in a dark dimension of the game. It's cool. It's cool. I like some of the storylines that they have in Alan Wake. I wish it was just an action adventure game with some dark elements, but not leaning to the horror. But it's good for the people that like horror, you know. So, and I think they're also going to have Jesse from Control in here, and that alone will make me kind of pay attention to what's going story wise because when they bring back Control number 2, I assume that that will be chronologically after this particular game. So I'll let you know what Jesse's been up to because I did like Control. I just didn't think that they ended it properly. Okay, New World, what is it? New World Eternal Amazon. Oh, so this is an MMO. Uh, okay, so beautiful CGI gameplay that will never be in a game because it's an MMO and we all know that MMOs don't look like this. So, you know what this feels like? It feels like one of those games, like those mobile games, when they do like a really beautiful cinematic trailer and then at the very last 5 seconds, they show you what the game actually is. And you're like, what the fuck is this? Like you might as well be playing like a match 3 game by the way that the graphics look so terrible compared to what the trailer was showing you. So this is what's giving me these vibes. You know, MMOs are not, you know, known for pushing the boundaries in that way. They don't have to. It's that different type of game. So you know what, for the people that enjoy it, enjoy it. For the rest of us, I guess we can just move forward. Dark and Darker. That is such a creative naming scheme. You know what? Is this like a VR thing? Whatever it is, I'm just gonna move forward and I'm not gonna comment on it. Okay. All right. Wait. Hold on. Let's just zoom in here. What's this? Was she missing an arm there? Oh, okay. Some RTS strategy elements. I think we saw this revealed before. So I think it's like super Japanese mythology and things like that. Could be cool, you know. They definitely have a strong like visual style and everything. So we'll see how this one is when it gets closer. I know that's supposed to be gameplay, but I can't even know what you mean. We're not gonna skip past it. Hyperlight Breaker. Let's see. Like Breath of the Wild with guns. Let me guess, they'll have a glider, and then there it is. And then we are now going to believe that you know, Breath of the Wild invented a glider again, and then we end up with the Valorant console announcement. Okay, so okay, that's cool. We're just gonna move forward, right? So that was the Summer Game Fest. Listen, overall, if I had watched this live, knowing how many what is it, how many pauses and breaks and everything there would have been in between, I probably like giving it a 4, right? But seeing like the trailers that are presented back to back to back, I think it's a 7. You know, again, I feel like people, when they look back at E3s, they remember the game announcement trailers. They don't remember the fluff and the in-betweens and the pauses and the ums and the ahs and technical glitches and difficulties. So they give them a higher mark overall. And I feel like if you did that to Summer Game Fest, you would give it around the same mark as you did even the best E3s. Because again, 2 or 3 years from now, what are we going to remember about this particular Summer Games Fest? We're going to remember Phantom Blade Zero. We're going to remember Lego Horizon. We might remember Black Myth Wukong. We might remember Valorant announced a console. That's enough to make it as one of the best E3s ever. So listen, guys, I don't think that Summer Game Fest is that good, but I can tell you E3 was no better. Okay, we're gonna switch gears now. We're gonna switch gears and we're gonna talk a little bit about Xbox. Okay, we're gonna talk about Xbox. So I just want to make this part real quick, okay? Now, I have an admission to make. I wanted to talk about Hellblade 2, okay? I want to talk about Hellblade 2 because I've played it, okay? As you see here, there's E4 Extreme. I got the PC Game Pass. There's Senua Saga Hellblade 2. I've got all the achievements. I 1000'd it, you know? Yeah, keep it 1,000. That's what I did. Over here, you see that it's about 11 hours. That was for a few reasons. Number one, I'm sorry, but it's such a boring game that I left it for a while. I went to cook, I went to eat, I watched something else, I came back, that was about 3 hours of time. And the second part is I took a lot of screenshots and everything, because I do enjoy having a photo mode, you know. So I wanted to talk about it. But when my initial reaction to finishing the game was such a huge disappointment, I didn't want to just make a video like just trashing on the game. So I just want to give you the highlights of why I didn't enjoy this experience. Let's get the good out of the way. It looks like it definitely visually sets the bar for an Xbox game. Ever since Forza Horizon 5, okay, we have not had an Xbox game that has set the bar this high for the Xbox platform. That is definitely 100% true. Nothing could like take you away from that. I'm trying to find my my gameplay of this thing. So in my photos that I recorded for this particular game, but I don't know where I've put them. You know what? We're just gonna search. What's it called? Hellblade 2. We're just gonna see if I can quickly find the folders. If not, we're just gonna talk. Yeah, I found it. Okay, good. Sometimes it works. We want to open file location, and you know what we want to do? We want to open the file. Sorry, it's still gonna be loud volume. Let me just mute this. Yep, and right. Give me one more second. Okay, as you can see, we're doing it live. So over here, first of all, a lot of people talk about the graphics. Look at this water here towards the front. That's not looking good. It looks good from afar. It doesn't look good up close. Unfortunately, this is my complaint with the visuals of this game. They look phenomenal for an Xbox game, but they are nowhere close at what PlayStation can deliver with especially Horizon Forbidden West. So again, it has lots of things going on to make you think that it looks better than it does. As long as you don't look too closely, you don't think about it too hard, it's going to be good. So I played on PC. I'm on a 3070. I'm only playing at 1080p because I never really found the budget to justify upgrading my monitors. And if I were to do that, it would be for photography. And yeah, like I said, so far I've just got a 1080p monitor, so I just played it on the one. But I did play it at the highest setting because I'm not pushing it that hard. So this is the best that it does look as far as 1080p goes anyway. But that's with all the settings turned on. So again, the water is just not looking great. The combat, did I want to talk about the combat next? No, I want to talk about the good things. So the good thing, the cinematography of the combat. Yeah, we can talk about that. So essentially, the way that the combat works in Hellblade is that you are in control of animation cycles. So essentially, when you when you make an input, you begin an animation, and no matter what the animation is, when it is timed well, then you're going to get the kill and something like that, and it's just going to transition. It makes it extremely cinematic. It makes every battle extremely cinematographic. So that is an advantage there. We're just gonna go to the next one. Oh, here's a close-up of the water. Look at this thing. It's not what you want to see. But let's have one. I think this one we have a bit of a longer journey. No, that's a short one. Oh, doing things live. Okay, I think this one is a bit of a longer journey here. 2 minutes. So yeah, the world over here. I made a video before. Yeah. Talking about the trickery that goes into Hellblade, okay? Now, first of all, if you go into the photo mode and you zoom into those mountains, like even, I'm pointing at the screen, even here towards the middle, you notice that they lose a lot of texture very quickly because you will never have to go there. So they're just not rendered that correctly. So again, from afar, it looks good. And I don't mind that. That is a fair trick to use. No problem. Horizon does it. Every game does it. So that is fair. But you think that this game is somehow pushing the boundaries? Again, for an Xbox game, absolutely. It really is. And I really wish that Xbox games take this as the new minimum standard, or even if they're just a few notches below what Hellblade 2 can deliver, they will be hitting on such a new level that they haven't been hitting on for 10 plus years. So I will give you all of the accolade for the visual presentation. The audio performance, the technical audio performance is also great. Not the performance of the Furies in your head, that's awful. But the voice acting for non-Fury characters, and also the sound, the immersion, amazing. You guys know that I love my audio. I really like it. So it's great in those regards. Now the part where it fails at is the combat. Despite feeling cinematic, like I said, it is extremely animation based. When you hit a bottom, you start an animation. A few people have reported that they weren't even sure if they were actually doing anything or doing those moves. And it's like, yes, you are. If you stop putting input, the character will stop. If you don't react, the character will be hit and everything like that. So you're not like, the game is kind of playing this dance with you where they want you. It's a bit like, you know what playing Hellblade 2 feels like? Let me show you. You know what it feels like? It's a bit like when you play fight with your elder brother or something. Like, you see how the characters just kind of stand there and let you do your thing? It feels like they're kind of just letting you do the thing, and they're giving you really clear, obvious tells, and they're letting you win. That's how it feels. And this is on hard difficulty, by the way. This is what I played at. They are letting you win. Okay, there's a few moments when you will die, no problem, when they will surprise you because you're just learning the moves. Okay, and look at that, it's super cinematic. But hey, guess what? They are basically letting you win. Look at this. Look how he stands there. And the clear, obvious tells, like, now, does that mean that you're always going to get it right? Apparently not, you know. But yeah, so this is me playing over here, and I really hated that move, by the way. Like, there's just sometimes where I felt like, oh, you know, you make certain tells so obvious that you drop my guard with the tells, and suddenly I get caught up by things I really should have seen coming. But I think I even die in this one, so we'll just see me die. But yeah, so the gameplay, super cinematic, but you are taking care of a bunch of animation cycles, and that was the disconnect that most people were reporting. It's not that the game is cheating you though by making inputs that you did not make, or by just forcing you. Another thing is that it does have a lot of quick time events. So for example, the final fight on the beach, where is it? Where is the final fight on the beach? I think I captured it. Yeah, so over here, this final fight here, this moment that we saw in the trailer, the moment that was supposed to be the all gameplay, it's not gameplay, it's a quick time event. So I think if I fast forward to this a little bit, you're going to see, all right, so I got the spear here, and I think I purposefully tried to hold it. You see here, so what happens is that the camera pretty much stays locked behind you, and if you try to move backwards, your character will only move backward like a centimeter at a time, because they really want you to just press the button to throw. So it forces you to throw this at this moment. So it's a quick time event without the quick time. If you stay there too long, the giant will eat you, whatever. But it is a quick time event. So that's what it is. That's what the combat is. So the first part is just a bunch of animation cycles, and then the second part is a quick time event. So, you know, make of that what you will, because that is the experience of combat in Hellblade 2. But you know what I wish was there? I wish that Hellblade 2 had an amazing combat system so that we could just appreciate how dog shit the story is. The story of Hellblade 2 is the most pointless, most boring, most bland possible imagination of what a Hellblade 2 sequel could have been. And the biggest, I'm just going to go straight to the thing, the biggest miss that they do is that they keep trying to tell you that Senua is this person that should feel all of this guilt, all of this emotional weight and burden on her shoulders. And the thing is, she shouldn't. She absolutely shouldn't. They keep telling you how you get people killed. You never do. There is not once in this game where through Senua's actions, some kind of innocent person dies. There's not once. There's not once in this game where she could have helped someone and she chose the selfish option to leave. Not once. And yet the game keeps telling you, the furies in your head that won't ever shut the fuck up. They keep telling you that somehow you are responsible for all of these atrocities. And it's like, you are literally the patron saint. You might as well be Lara Croft in Tomb Raider because you're a white savior. You are. You go to a land, you let yourself be arrested, captured, enslaved in order to save your people. And then just because there's a storm, now you're supposed to feel guilty that all of these slavers died? Why? And then the rest of the game just keeps going on this same, it's completely the narrative dissonance. The narrative isn't actually the game that you're playing through because, again, you never make those decisions. You never even bear witness to those decisions. Like when you talk about characters that should feel guilty, talk about Joel. Talk about Kratos. Talk about all of these people that you were in charge of them or you bore witness, like direct witness to some of the whole horrifying acts that they did. Think about Kratos. In the beginning, yeah? Yes, he is, I think this thing is speaking. In the beginning, he goes and then he like kills his wife and kids, and you didn't play that part. That's the sell for the character, no problem, right? But then I think in God of War, I think it's number 2. You go into like the temple, like Mount Olympus or something, and then there was like that lock, with the lever that was like super heavy, and then you grab this innocent woman, and then you just put her under it, and then she gets crushed by that lever. That's something that you did. That's something that you were there for. With Joel, you went and you shot up a hospital of people who were literally trying to save the world. These people have reasons to feel guilty. And the thing is that in the narrative of Hellblade 2, they make you think that you're one of them and you never are once. There's never been a time in Senua's life where she had the weight of all of these people. In the first game, you could understand survivor's guilt because she was ostracized, by the way, by her community. And so she left, and then her boyfriend basically got killed. And then that game tried to make you feel guilty about it, which was a little bit weird, but it was understandable that if your partner dies in your absence, you will feel that survivor's guilt, you will struggle to let go. And it tackled those themes really wonderfully, I thought. But in this game, they keep trying to pull the same trick, and it's like, bro, there's this moment where this random chick dies. I think I can even find it. Like it's in one of my recordings. There's this moment where this random chick dies, and yet it's like the game wants to convince you somehow that you should feel bad about it. And I'm like, boy, I've never spent a minute with this girl. Okay, not this one, by the way. This is I guess she's a side character. But during a fight, so we're gonna get into a fight. I think somewhere out here. And then this girl just dies. Like, it's a random character. She's just a random villager from this village. I mean, look at this game. It's so beautiful, right? Like, these moments are great. Love these cinematic moments, And the audio during these moments is great as well. But yeah, no, she dies. And then the game tries to really make you feel guilty about it. I think she dies a little bit earlier because, she's useless or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I could not give a fuck about this girl. I never could spend time talking. Yeah, this girl. Okay. Now you see how you save her there. So I think this is earlier, but at some point she dies. Okay, this girl over here, she's dead. She's a goner. She's about to die in about a minute or two. I'm not sure if I'm gonna find it. But you never spoke to her. She doesn't even have a name. Not only did you never speak to her, there's no indication that Senua ever spoke to her. Because they have transitions that are supposed to be like a few days long. There's nothing and then when she dies, Senua's like, oh no, I always bring death, I always kill people. And it's like, no girl, you don't. You're not that important. You never actually had any agency over these moments. These people were going to attack anyway. In fact, it's a good thing you're here because you are helping. But the game, oh God. Anyways, that was Hellblade 2. So, it has an abysmal reception, by the way. To this day, I think if we go and we check out these achievements, right? We can check out the achievements, and we can see how many people have played it, right? So over here, 23.6. I'm actually surprised that people made it all the way to the hidden world, because that is actually that's actually much further into the game. It's not a long game, right? But let's see how many people have actually finished it. Collect all of the things, seeing things differently, launch any chapter, that's fine. Expose the goddess lies and the tyranny. I guess that would be the end of the game. A guiding light. Yeah, I think that will be it. Give your followers a thing. Sure. Yeah, so I guess this will be the thing. And over here, 13%, which is much higher than what I saw last time, because when I finished it, it was only about 3% of people. So at least that is a good completion rate ish. But considering how short the game it is, that's not great. Again, Forspoken, again, that people lambasted and just deride through the street, right? That has a 33% completion rate on PlayStation. Okay, and that is a much longer game, and that had a lot of negative press, whereas this game has had the opposite effect. So listen, Ninja Theory, I think, needs to come up with a hit. Their first game for Xbox was Bleeding Edge. I have no thoughts on Bleeding Edge. I wouldn't even pay attention to Xbox back then. So I just know that it was cancelled after a while. It is what it is. But this one just didn't hit the mark. And there's so many moments. And I want to talk about this one specifically. Over here, when it says guide your followers through the forest, there's a point in this quest, right? Where they basically make it seem like you have to pick one of your followers to survive and then the other one should die. That's what the narrative tells you. In the actual game, whoever you pick, both of them are fine. Literally, I cannot make this up. Whoever you pick, both of them are fine. And when I say both of them are fine, I don't mean that, oh, with the other one, you have to go through another boss battle to rescue them. I mean nothing. I mean both of them are fine. I'm not even joking how disappointed I was in that moment, because, again, they build it up like this will be a serious choice. By the way, it was never going to be that impactful a choice, because you don't spend that much time with the side characters. The chick is cool, but again, let me just reiterate one last time. The game tells you have to pick between one of these two followers, and then you have 3 followers at that time, right? So the third one is just completely lost, by the way. Like, the game is just like, yep, you failed to save him. Not through any fault of your own as a gamer, just through the narrative. So with one of them, they're like, yeah, this guy's gone. With the other ones, they're like, yep, you found these 2, but now you can only save 1. And then the funny thing is that the 2 are facing one another, and there's only like a little lake, a little pond. And I mean a little pond. Nothing, like you could run and jump the gap. That's how much space there is, and they are facing each other, but they can't see each other. But it's an enchanted forest, right? So you can say, oh, they're both stuck in their own minds, in their own realities. You can see them clearly because of your particular gift, and you can see that they're actually both there. But in order to save them from the fog of their own mind and everything where they are, you have to go and pick one. That is what the game communicates to you. When I tell you, with no joke, then as soon as you pick one, the other one just walks by and joins you again. That's what happens. And then the third one that was lost, the one that you couldn't save, you couldn't even find at all, he's just sitting there, and he's already made it through the forest without your help. So it says, guide your followers through the forest. You don't even guide him. He just moves forward. He just does it. He's not supposed to. The story is telling you that he's not supposed to, but in the actual game that you play, he just does. And you might think, oh, well, he was able to make it through the forest, but what's going to stay inside his mind, huh? What's going to be there, Like, is he going to suffer some effects because you didn't dispel the evil? Nope. None of that. He's fine. He is fine. He's better after he leaves the forest than... Poor. Oh, the story in Hellblade 2 is so trash. I wish the gameplay was fire so that people could just see how bad the story is. It's so trash. So, anyways, it has terrible sales. Ninja Theory might get shut down. It's very sad. They ruined Hellblade, so we can just move forward. Halo on PlayStation. Halo on PlayStation. Let me begin with this. I don't want it. Let me continue with this. You shouldn't want it. Let me finish with this. I am happy that getting a remake or a remaster. I will always support remasters and remakes. I've said this before and I say it again. Our art form deserves the same level of respect that books, art, movies, shows, theater plays, whatever it is, those guys get to do remasters. Do you guys still think that we are getting, if you go to a theater, you can see Romeo and Juliet? Yes. You can see modern versions and modern interpretations, remasters of Romeo and Juliet. Yes. You will see them with hip hop dances and everything because they respect the art. And they are willing, the creators are willing to create compelling art for contemporary audiences so that you can enjoy a version of Romeo and Juliet that is more palatable to you, more acceptable to you than trying to recreate the old English original version. I hate this argument that games make when they say that if you want to play an old game, just go and play the old version. Why? Why? Do I tell you if you want to see Romeo and Juliet, just go back in time and see the original? No. Even if it was feasible that they found line for line, set for set, dialogue for dialogue, place for place, we wouldn't want you to see an original rendition of Romeo and Juliet. We want you to talk with modern language that we understand, with modern slang that we speak. We want to make it our own. It's fine. When you see Indiana Jones and you see Star Wars and that's in 4K Blu-ray, it didn't come out in 4K Blu-ray. But you get it. Because again, that industry respects its art enough to remaster it and remake it for the contemporary audience so that you have the chance to enjoy it almost as much as the people who saw it the first day. Our industry is allowed to do that. Do not come at Halo for making a remastered collection or a remake collection or whatever it is that they are going to do. I will always support that. If you have been an Xbox gamer and you have loved Halo for the longest, this gives people, or even just on Xbox, a chance to love it too. Because guess what? Newer audiences, maybe they didn't have the same luck as you. They didn't have the same life path. There are some people that were alive back then and they couldn't afford it. Okay, cool. Now we can remake it and they get to enjoy it almost as if it was a brand new contemporary experience. What's wrong with that? Remasters and remakes and fine. So I will always support that. But now there's also an added rumor that, hey, this is going to come to PlayStation. That's funny. It shouldn't happen though. I think every platform deserves an exclusive, yada, yada, yada. It's not about competition. Xbox hasn't been competition for PlayStation, so I'm not going to take that angle. My angle is simply this. It just shouldn't happen. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. Halo should not be on PlayStation. I know, yeah, it doesn't make logical sense because that's the direction they chose to take, yada, yada, yada. But the point is, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. That's all. That's all I got. Halo should not be on PlayStation. It's just wrong. It's like iMessage on Android. It shouldn't happen. I'm sorry. It just some things are so tied to the identity of a platform, to the legacy of a thing. It's just wrong to put it elsewhere. I mean, they already put on PC, but that's neutral territory, right? PC is Switzerland, sure. But you put it on PlayStation? Dude. Hey, listen. Xbox guys, I agree with all of you that think that this game should not go to PlayStation. However, I would tell you that I definitely expect it to. I'm sorry. I can't come up with a logical reason as to why they wouldn't put on PlayStation, given statements that they have made, given the trajectory that we are seeing that they are taking. I don't know why. don't know why they wouldn't. I wish they wouldn't. I wish PlayStation would refuse even if offered. But I'm sorry, man. I can't help you. I can't help you. You should have canceled Game Pass Day and Day ages ago when I told you to cancel it about 2 years ago, but you guys laughed at me, so hey, you know, no hard feelings. Black Myth Wukong will be skipping Xbox because of the Xbox Series S. Everybody's speculating. I don't know about Black Myth Wukong. Could be. I mean, you guys saw my reaction to the trailer. It looks fantastic, right? But we'll have to see how it plays and everything like that. It's a shame. It's a shame that when PlayStation, just anyone, regardless of like their platform affiliation or preference or whatever, when anyone said, hey, listen, this two console strategy is not a good strategy, they were taken as fanboys, as haters, as this is that. Here we are. You deserve it. You do. And I want you to know it's only going to get worse from here. The generation is beginning to heat up. Okay, a lot of people complain about the cost progression thing. We touched on it a little bit earlier, but here's the truth. If the PlayStation 3 had had a similar architecture to the PlayStation 4, they would have had cross-gen games as well. The only reason you got a sizable break-off from the PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4, even though it did have cross-generation games, but the only reason you got some sizable break-offs or some, kind of like, yeah, this felt more definitive than before, is simply because the architectures were completely different. That's it, that's all. Companies are always going to have a cross-generation period. And so now, though, we are ending that. Because now, again, if you think that if you believe a AAA game takes 4 to 5 years to make, then you are looking at, again, 5 to 6 years when the project was greenlit, when the original concept was made. And yes, they can decide to upgrade to just the new platforms a little bit later. But for the majority of games, guess what? If they decided in 2019 that this will be a PlayStation 4 game, and in 2021 they decide, okay, we'll also release on PlayStation 5, it's still going to be a PlayStation 4 game at its core. This notion that people have against like cross progression games, I'm like, I'm sorry guys, what did you think was going to happen? It was silly to think that all of these, not only Sony first party, but all of these third party games were going to somehow drop the previous generation at the drop of a hat to sell to an audience that is lesser when they don't absolutely have to. You guys set yourselves up to fail. I don't know what else to say. So listen, it is what it is, okay? But with regards to Black Myth Wukong, now that we are beyond the 4-year mark, like I said, you are going to now have the executives and people in charge that were making the platform decisions for new projects back in 2020 and 2021, when they could already see the momentum that this new generation was picking up. Now we're going to exit out of that. So 2025, 2026 will be out of the cross-generation period. And yes, that will not leave a lot of time for the next thing to come out. That's why I believe that this, okay, I haven't done a video on this yet, I want to, but I really do believe that this generation should be 10 years long. I think that should go all the way to 2030 because we've had such a long cross-generation period. We need to get some of the value out of the consoles that we have. Fair enough, you're going to sell us a PlayStation 5 Pro? Possibly. Give us a bit more longevity. There's no game right now that has really come out and be like, oh yeah, we might need a PlayStation 6 for that. So why are we doing one so early? If these are rumors about Xbox starting 2026, why are we doing one so early? Why? What would be the justification there? Like, you guys might say, oh yeah, there's some games like GTA 6 that require PlayStation 5 Pro. But what game have you seen where you're like, yeah, nah, that's a PlayStation 6 game? Do you think we'll see one in the next 4 years? I doubt it. Especially if the PlayStation 5 Pro is real. I really doubt that we'd see wow, we really need a new generation of PlayStation. Boy, I say let this generation run its time. Let it run the clock. I'm really happy with my PlayStation 5 right now. Really happy with PlayStation 5 ecosystem. People that have the Series X, that is a great console. The Series X is a great console. It really, really is. It may not be as good as the PlayStation 5, but it's right up there. I may like the PlayStation 5 DualSense better than like its controller, but it's right up there. Like it's great. The Series S is, that's, just bit of an anchor dragging it down, but whatever. It is what it is. Strategies were made, and obviously, that was the best one. But aside from that, the Series X, boy, it's fantastic. So again, I put it to you guys. Would you guys really be mad? Put it in the comments. I'll read. Will you be mad if this generation goes to 2030, 2032? Because for me, I'm like, whoa, I'm not that mad. Like maybe 2032 is a bit too far, but 2030, I feel like that's a really great spot. I feel like I would prefer 2030 better than 2028. And maybe, even if they can't in 2028, maybe I'll just hold on to my PS5 for a bit. Like, listen, there's going to be a question period anyway. I say that, but yet I'm going to want a new one. Stop. Okay, last thing, the Xbox showcase is going to happen today, tomorrow, some point. I don't know. It's going to happen sometime in the future for the moment that I'm shooting this video. I think it'll be, yeah. Well, here are my predictions. I don't care. And I don't care because I never care for predictions. I don't understand why people have a fascination with predictions. I suppose speculation is fine. But it doesn't change. For me, it's pointless because it doesn't change what's going to happen. Like, we are too close. Like, it just, whatever it is, it is. Like, whatever. Here's what I don't want to happen. That's easier to say. I don't want to see trailers for games that are going to come 5 years from now, 3 years from now. No. Like, again, Xbox every year, they come out with these games, and then we find out that we won't play them until 5 years later. They showed us Hellblade 2 in 2019, and none of you would have thought that this was going to be the result of that. No one would have thought that we were going to get a 4-hour walking simulator, like the worst version. No one would have thought that. But we have 5 years worth of pointless showcase to fall back on. And I didn't like that. I don't like it for PlayStation. I don't like it for Xbox. I don't like it for anybody else, including third party. Like we saw Dragon Age Dreadwolf years and years ago. Now they're changing their name apparently to Devil Guard. Whatever, not as cool, whatever, don't care. But that was years ago. And what are we going to get? I don't know. So what's the point of seeing these games that are going to come in 6 or 7 years? What's the point of announcing? That's all. That's all I'm asking for. Show me games I can play within the next up to 24 months. I think that's perfectly fair and reasonable. No game needs a marketing strategy or marketing window that's longer than 2 years, bro. No game. Even like the World Cup, the World Sport, the biggest event, doesn't have a 2-year marketing cycle. Like, yes, people know it's coming, but they don't start marketing it 2 years away. Like, bro, come on. Can we just get games that we are about to play? That's all that I want, okay? Aside from that, I think it's going to be made. Xbox makes mediocre games. Like, what do you want me to say? Prove me wrong, make me a fan. I'm happy to. I already got PC Game Pass. I played your game, yeah, no problem. I was even going to play other games like Forza Horizon 5 and everything else from Xbox, but life got busy. Life is just laughing at the moment. It's the whole thing. But the point is this. I'm happy to play Xbox games. I just expect to be disappointed. If you're going to show me Disavowed again, that Indiana Jones, please make that thing look better, because that thing looked janky as a motherfucker. Just listen. Xbox Showcase, I wish you the best of luck. I've spoken now. I have spoken for, oh Jesus, the longest I've ever spoken for. I will say this. I enjoy the podcast format more than I enjoy the single videos. It's cool to be able to let out all of my thoughts uninterrupted, but yeah, I enjoy the back and forth more so than I enjoy the single videos. So if I take a break from time to time, that's usually what it is, because when I think to myself about just talking to the camera, it's not as enjoyable for me as going, for example, on a 60 frames low lag with Porter Rock and J-Dub and Jay Barry and Craig and all of the guests that happen to come on, because that's a lot more fun. It's a lot more dynamic, different opinions. We tend to agree because we tend to like facts and reality. I wish we had more people from the from the Xbox side and the Nintendo Switch. Not the Nintendo side. From the Xbox side and the PC, not PC. From the Xbox side, I wish we had more people from the Xbox side to come through and be able to debate with and everything. But unfortunately, it turns out that I missed that era of podcasting and everything. So it is what it is. Anyways, thank you for listening. I highly doubt, highly doubt any of you made it this far. It's a huge video. Am I going to put timestamps? Who knows? Maybe check in 2 days or something. But you've been here. Appreciate you. And I hope that you have a great day.